Hey everybody, Andrew again. We're back for Asking Gabriel.
Part 5?
Part 5? I think it's part 5. Part 5. We'll do part 5. How's everyone doing this evening? Okay, glad to hear it.
So this time it's not really about the story. We're just going to clarify some things that we've been asked. First and foremost, Andrew, do you want or like to record these videos? Or is your wife forcing you?
The main aspect of that question, the main answer to that is my wife doesn't force me to do anything. I don't force her to do anything. That is the respect that bonds our relationship together. Whether or not I like to do it, at this point in time, y'all have to understand that these videos and all of the information we're trying to put out is like a job. I mean, we are doing everything we can to answer questions, to show our appreciation, but it is very much straining and tack on the emotional, the psychological aspects to it. It sometimes gets a little hard, and I apologize. It's pretty late at night.
Yeah, no, we only record after our son goes to sleep, and it's typically after we do our TikTok thing. So like right now it's like 9:30 and we've been up since 7. So we're tired. Other than that, the other question that gets asked a lot is why I don't show my face. And we've mentioned this before, but we're going to go ahead and go over that again just to clarify anything. And it's really because I don't want to.
She doesn't want to, everybody.
There's a lot of reasons behind it, but I just don't want to. And maybe one day I will, but
maybe.
Of right now it's not happening. Okay, so first things first, people wanted a family breakdown. So if you can just explain your father's side of the family and your mother's side of the family.
Okay. So it's going to be a little rough. All right. So my father's side of the family, his children are, of course, it's my father. And he has 3 kids, 4 kids.
Yeah, well, you're
4 kids. Yeah, I'm the 4th. Ranging from 16 to me at 34. The next youngest is 24. And the one after
25
that. Maybe 25. Oh, we need to keep track of that better. Then on my mother's side, there are 3 children. My older deceased sister, my older, I think he's around 50 years old, and then me. So I'm the youngest of my mother's children and the oldest of my father's children.
So smack dab in the middle.
Right down the middle.
Another question is the step-grandmother. We mentioned her in previous videos and on TikTok. The step-grandmother. So
we actually have not been physically involved with the step-grandmother at all. She is my mother's stepmother. And from the moment I was told about her, I was told how horrible she was to this
by
woman.
His mother.
By my mother, yes. To my mother as well. And, even so much to say that the documentation that my brother was able to obtain and provide us, pictures, documents, I mean, that's a little redundant, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. I was told by my mother that those documents were taken by her stepmother and burned. I mean, really? Really? So we got the documents anyway, pictures and all.
But we never had any contact with the step-grandmother. It was just from his brother.
Yep.
And someone else had mentioned that he sounded like a gem. Yes.
He very much is.
Absolute gem, like the best type of person. Someone else also asked about Aries' birth, why he wasn't born in a hospital. So after doing research on hospitals and other things, I came across home births, and I felt like that was the best decision for me to make. I would be more comfortable in my home. I was fully aware of what my body was going to go through labor. Well, to an extent, he was my first child. But it was just a personal decision, and Andrew supported me. My family supported me. I found an amazing midwife and a birth team, and it wasn't like, having a baby in a barn. It was all very, just like in a hospital, just at your home in your comfort.
And, well, she says comfort, but there was no epidural, no medication, no nothing. She literally beasted through it like I've never seen someone deal with pain before in my life.
Yeah, so I was in labor for 72 hours. Now, my water did not break until probably about
48?
No. 6 hours before he was born. So he was never any... I did have a very long labor, but that's very common in my family. And your labor all depends about your family. But this wasn't just some rash decision. We chose to have him at home. We had a very educated midwife who was a licensed midwife. It was all very medical.
Honestly, it's probably what saved his life.
Truly. I would never... If I ever have another child, it would be a home birth. It was... Yeah. Okay. Another thing that a lot of people are confused about is the identity. Why? So we did a quick TikTok about it, but a lot of people want to know why you can't go through like government assistant because you're a victim.
Okay, so we could, but the problem is I have two separate identities. It's not just one changed, it's two separate identities. My mother and father hadn't obtained a social security number for me when I was Gabriel. So that allowed for my mother, when she took me, to obtain one and really make it, more of a permanent situation. On top of that, my birthday changed, completely changed. We're talking half a year away from itself. There was, to be able to combine all that together, we would have to go to the state I was born, the state my mother said I was born, where this specific Andrew's birth certificate is supposed to be, and then through our state now. We're going to have to go in front of a court. We're going to have
multiple times, not just one time. So we've actually talked to a lawyer last week.
Yes.
This lovely, lovely woman who has decided to try to help us. But even she said that she doesn't know if she can help us. She might have to find someone else because this isn't something that happens every day. And it's not even someone else. We might have to get lawyers in different states, but she's going to help us as much as she can, or help him. So the other thing that needed to be clarified, see, the yawns are happening.
I'm trying hard, y'all. I'm trying hard. It's late.
The other thing that needed to be clarified was his mother's identity.
Yes, my mother changed all of her information as well. First, middle, last, birth date. And she actually changed the year she was born, so that makes things a lot more difficult.
And her social security number.
And her social, yeah. Well, actually...
She did.
Well, no, if you think about it, technically, she obtained socials for the new identities. She never changed her social.
Yes.
So that's where we come up against a problem again. So it's complete separate identities. What I'll have to do is... try and combine the two. So with my first identity, the one that I'm trying to change back to so I can have my, parental name, we're going to have to get all of my work history attached to it, all of my debt, everything that...
Our marriage certificate.
Everything.
So they have to... What the lawyer has told us is he's going to have to claim his identity as Gabriel. And then we're going to have to go back to court and try to change over all of his social security information.
God,
and she doesn't even know if it's possible.
Yep.
So all of this is, she's doing research and she's trying to figure it out. It's a really complicated
She's the best
situation.
ever.
She is the best. It's amazing. And she's really just a good person. I've looked into her. She's a really good person. Which is kind of hard to find in a lawyer, Anyways, so, oh gosh. Okay. Why doesn't your dad know your mom's name?
That goes back to whether or not we want to prosecute my mother, whether or not we want to get back at her or get our revenge. When it comes down to the real nitty-gritty of all of it, we don't want her back in our life in any capacity. We don't want to file any sort of complaint against her. We don't want to see her in jail. We just don't care. So to give my father my mother's changed name would automatically bring her back into our life. I mean, I could only imagine the manhunt that would create. But anyway, we don't want her involved in our lives anymore. So that's the most basic answer I can give.
His father also completely accepts this. We have talked about it numerous times, and he's a very understanding man in certain aspects. And one of those is that's the last thing we want. Like, we don't want any contact with her at all. And this isn't just me speaking for Andrew. Like, this is something that we have thoroughly talked about before we did these videos.
It's been years. We've been talking about this for years.
There have been instances, it's like, okay, well, are you sure this is the decision you want? Like, I don't want you to have any regrets in your life. And no, he does not want contact.
None.
So his father understands that. His father's family understands that, and they respect him and love him enough to not push the subject. Now, once the identity change starts,
she may be involved. There may be times where she needs to be prosecuted for certain things. There may be times where she needs to be called to court so that she can confirm certain things.
Actually, no, the lawyer said that during the identity thing,
that's just the identity thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the transference of, everything that comes with it. So we don't know. We don't know yet.
We also don't know if there's any open cases against her. So no, the lawyer lady said that she's going to find all this out. And if she has to be in our lives, then actually she doesn't. We're grown people and she doesn't.
We'll do what we can.
We will. But I think that's really all of the questions. If y'all have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. This is just a quick little snippet video to try to explain some things. So feel free to ask and we'll do another Q&A.
And we really appreciate y'all sticking with us. I know this has been a long, arduous rabbit hole, to say the least. It's been absolutely cathartic. It's been really fun. We've met so many great people, so many people willing to help us. And we've had to create this GoFundMe just so that we can pay the attorney that's helping us.
Or court fees.
Yeah, court fees in general. Oh God, there's going to be so many court fees.
It'll be fun. This will all be fun. And we're going to give update videos on how the process is going. So that's where the next videos will start. It's going to be kind of a vlog and kind of going down. And that way, if anybody has to deal with this or anything similar, they'll kind of know the path that they're going to have to go through.
They will have some designation as to what to do, who to talk to, where to even begin.
Because I promise you, if you Google how to change your identity back, you don't get much.
You don't get much. It's like the beginning of the internet kind of deal. You might find a dog pile answer.
Yeah, no, because I've looked. I've Googled it. This is kind of a really unique situation, but I know that other people have gone through it, and
and we are there for you. Give us a shout. We'll try and help you out as any way we can.
So thank y'all for watching.
Love y'all. Bye. Bye.